We're getting started shortly. To drop in the chat what you guys would love to get from the summit long term, but what you want to learn today. And if I have Mrs. Sharon Larry on, I believe I have Mrs. Sharon Larry on. I think I see her. Mrs. Larry has a black screen, but Mrs. Larry, you're here, right?
Yes.
Awesome,
yeah,
awesome.
she's there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And I have Coach Dunbar. And so, Coach Dunbar, I'm going to pass it to you because I feel like you just know so much, not only in this industry, but you've just been leading from the front, making sure that you're pulling everybody together. And I'm going to pass it to you, and then we're going to get started. Coach Dunbar, over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Ariel. Thank you for all the millennial energy, guys. Give her a round of applause by putting a 4 in the chat. Like, Ariel is so great because she gets everybody all excited before we get rolling here. And I know that Sharon is traveling right now. And for the praying people, just send a quick prayer for Harold Branch. He's under the weather, so he's not going to be with us tonight, but he'll be doubling up next week. So he is not doing well tonight, so he's not going to be on. But we will be getting started here tonight with Sharon Larry first, and she's going to be talking about how to personalize your emails that go out. How do you personalize emails when they go out? I'm going to be talking about how to have multiple inboxes in one place where you can organize your emails and know where they're going when they come in so that you can deal with your emails in a more organized fashion. Right. And then Ariel Simone is going to talk about how to choose the social media platform you want to be on based on your schedule, based on the kind of audience you're targeting, and based on your branding. Right. So you don't have to be on all these social medias at one time. You got a social media manager, that's one thing. But when it's just you, you do not want to be on several social medias at one time because it's very time consuming. So Ariel Simone is going to talk about that tonight on the training. So first, I'm gonna turn it over to Ms. Sharon Larry. Of course, you guys know she's Sharon Larry of Peak Performers. Her specialty is working with women preferably over 50, but I know she works with them over 40 as well in sales. So if you are saying, hey, I'm a woman, I'm struggling with creating the kind of sales I want in my business, even if you have a 9-to-5 and your focus is sales at your job, she can still help you. So she does that with Peak Performers, and she's going to be showing you how to personalize your email. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my good friend, my business partner, Ms. Sharon Larry. Ms. Sharon, are you there?
I am here. I'm foggy, but I'm here. Well, I'm not foggy. The picture is foggy. I'll just say that. So we're pulled over somewhere in Mississippi. I have no idea where we are, but I was like, I've got to pull over because I've got to make sure I'm on this call. So in order for us to get out of Mississippi, and it's almost dark, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to share my screen. I am having some technical difficulties, guys, but I am going to try my best here. In the meantime, what I really wanted to just share with you guys is talking about personalizing your emails and your texts. And if you are someone who is using Prospect, for instance, this still can apply because it's all about personalizing everything we do, right? When you think about all the noise that's out there, all of the things that are coming at us every day. And then we're trying to get people to pay attention to our texts and our emails. Well, if we understand that most of us now, we want it in like 40-second sound bites, right? So I want to talk to you guys about some emails and the subjects, how you use the subject to draw your prospect in. So Rob is going to see if he can pull it up. In the meantime, if he can't pull it up, I'm just going to try to. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Rob. Okay, wonderful. So personalized emails, right? Rob, can we go to the second screen? So it's a busy world, and just like I was talking about, if we're trying to get people to open up our text messages when there is so much going on, if you just look at the pictures, we're busy, whether we're dealing with children, we're working, our spiritual pursuits, the hobbies we have in our lives, doesn't matter. So it's about the subject line, and it's about making it appealing. Next slide, please. We just want to make the subject line pop. And what I've done is put together about 15 things that you guys can use. And don't worry, I'm going to put the link to all of this in the chat so you can go back. I'm just going to go over real quickly, and then you guys can take time and go to the drive link that I'll put in the chat. So how can we cut through the noise? First, we want to make sure that we're personalizing, right? We don't necessarily want to talk to people like you're just one of the 10,000 emails that I sent, especially if you're looking to create a relationship. And if you're looking to close people, right? And we're not trying to close everybody. There may be 10, 15 people that you send the same initial email, but if you have got a fish on the hook, so to speak, now you really want to get to the point you're personalizing, right? You want to evoke curiosity, right? That's how we get people. We're funny creatures, humans. We always want what we can't have, or we are curious about what might be. So we want to evoke curiosity. We want to make an offer if we can. And in some cases, we don't have a product or service that we can give away, but we may have other intricate ideas. And in some cases, we could do a webinar. We could do some type of learning, learn something new. So doesn't necessarily mean you have to give away something. But if you do have a product or service that you can actually let them sample, that's even better. Keep it short and sweet, and don't use any clickbait. Now, clickbait is just that you say one thing in the subject matter, and then you actually do something else. You offer something, and then you don't actually deliver. That's clickbait. All it means is you're lying so that people will click on the email. That will cost you your reputation. Now, here's 15 follow-up emails to increase your open rate. So you want to test these. Not all of them will work for everybody. So you want to test them. You want to figure out which ones work. To just say to someone, hey, can you spare 10 minutes to talk? Right? Here, we're not asking for a lot of time, just 10 minutes. Right? And then you can tell them what the benefit is. 10 minutes to talk about something that we discussed earlier that you said you felt like would change your life. 10 minutes to talk about ways that we can create a situation to give you more time. 10 minutes to talk about how we can make sure that your family is protected, right? Talk about the pain point. If you've had a conversation with them previously, you now have some information about what they're missing or think they're missing. So the pain point. So, feeling discouraged, feeling like that you've been let down, feeling vulnerable, right? Let's help, let us help you, right? Excuse my penmanship here. Let us help you, right? Let us help you do whatever that benefit is. And then here we want to make sure we're using their name. The more we can use their name, the better, because the one thing that we love is our own name. So what stood out for you during whatever? If they came to a webinar, if they came, it used to be a time we would say, what did you think? But then people really start to tell us what they think. So we say now, what stood out for you? What was the one thing that when you saw it, you thought, that's it? Or what was the thing that when you heard it, it made you sit up, right? Hey, here's a date, here's a time. Are you coming? I mean, it's bold, but it works. Not with everybody, right? Now you say, Rob, are you ready for the follow-up? What we do here is we make them feel like that they are really controlling the situation, and we're actually controlling the situation. But we put it straight out there. Are you ready? Right? Priscilla, are you ready for your follow-up? We've had 2 discussions at this point. Priscilla, are you ready? Crystal, you ready to talk about this now? Absolutely, right? Want to learn more about whatever the benefit is. Want to learn more about how you can do whatever the benefit is. And we know, most of us know our product and service enough to know what the benefits are. What we got to know is how does certain benefits relate to certain people that we're talking to, right? Sorted. Here's what you want to know about. Now they may want to need to know something about your company. You know, there's no easy way to do this, whatever that pain point is. But I have a few tips. I have something that might be able to help you. I have some medicine for that ache, right? A gift for you, our personalized will worksheet, for instance. That's a gift, right? In the industry that I've been involved with, we have a will worksheet. Now, I could give somebody a will worksheet. It doesn't solve all the issues, but it's something that I can give them. It's a baseline. It's somewhere to begin, right? We don't share this with everyone, but I want to make sure that I share this with you. We see you like whatever the feature is, and here's how it works. Now we want to just to go into just a little bit about where it works. Remember, these are subject lines, so we want to keep them pretty short. Improve your family, your employees, whatever, right? Well-being, you know, improve the resources they have available to them. And then here's one I like. I use this all the time. Hey, Mary, quick question, right? I use that all the time. It's just a great way to get it open and to get a conversation open. You know, are you still interested in getting help with that? Whatever that thing is. And if we ask enough questions, guys, and I teach a whole series on asking questions. If we ask enough questions, people will tell us, everything we need to know to really help them with whatever it is that we have. And then, you know, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. One of the things that we do is we come to some trainings like this, and we have the information, right? But we still are not quite sure how to use it. That's when you've got good mentors or coaches or partners, right, that already have stepped where you need to step into. You got to take this information and say, I've got some information. Can you help show me how to apply it? What do I need to do? What kind of accountability do I need at this point to make sure I'm using these things? No more taking notes and going home and burying them under the pillow, right? It's time. So I'm about finished. I also have included in that link that you will be getting from me, there are 15 actual emails that you can use. So make sure I'll post the link in the group in the chat, and you guys can go and use it at any time. Thank you so much, Rob, Ariel. I'm going to try to make sure that I can hear you guys. I'm getting out of Mississippi. I'm just saying, okay? You guys have a good night.
All right. That was excellent. And what's so good about what Sharon just talked about is, guys, be prepared during the summit. For those that are registered for the summit, we are going to do a lot on email and how to make your emails more powerful, how to make your email inbox more organized, and how you can even do things like, hey, have a reminder when somebody doesn't respond to an email you sent. How to have you set your emails up at night to go out in the morning at different times when it's the time that the person should receive the email versus you sending it out when you finish it. So we're going to talk about several things like that. So I am up next, and I am going to be during this 10-minute deal. I'm going to be doing something on automation or something on organization, simply because that's what I'm bringing to the conference for you all on the business summit. Everything I'm going to be training on is going to be either to automate your business or to organize your business. So what I'm going to be talking about today is one of the biggest challenges that I've seen in my own personal business was the mess inside of my email, right? Trying to keep all my emails organized, because we all know, right? Just drop a 6 in the chat. And when you go to your email, it is like anxiety, man. I'm talking about you somebody says, did you see the email I sent you? You like, oh God, what email, where? What email did you send it to? Because you got so many email addresses, right? Some of which you're not even using. Some of y'all still using AOL addresses, right? Some of you guys are using some really old email addresses that you're not even checking anymore. You've got several email accounts. I'm going to show you how to organize somewhat in this 10 minutes, But during the conference, guys, I'm going to show you how to label, how to organize, and how to set your email up, guys, so that you are part of the zero email gang, meaning that every night when you go to bed, you won't have any unread emails, and you will know how to deal with every email properly. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let me look at my inbox. So if you look at my inbox here, this is my main inbox, but on the right-hand side, what do you see? Another set of inboxes. I've got something that says very important. I've got emails that are very important. I've got my TBD coaching emails that come in from Kajabi. I've got my unread emails in a separate inbox. So you can actually put all your inboxes all your emails that are unread in a separate inbox so you can get to those all at one time. I've got my appointment scheduling emails over here where people have responded to me or requested an appointment with me. I have those in a separate inbox. And then I have here different things that I need to follow up on. So I've got an email inbox called 24-hour follow-up. That means I need to respond to these emails within 24 hours. Now, these are my categories that I'm using here, but you can use whatever categories you choose to. So I'm just going to let you know how I set those up. So if you go to your Gmail, so first you're just going to go to gmail.com, obviously, and get to your inbox like this. Once you get here, the first route to getting to that is you click this widget up here. Let me go ahead and put an annotation real quick on my cursor here so you can see it a little bit better. All right, so here you're going to go to this widget right here for settings. Now, the first way I'm going to take you there is the quick way. You can scroll right down on this quick settings tab, right down here to multiple inboxes. You can say you want to view your email in multiple inboxes. So you're going to click that. So if I click here, multiple inboxes, it'll turn it blue. And then when I want to customize it, I'm going to click there to customize it. And then it'll open up my multiple inboxes so I can customize it. That's one way of getting there. The other way of getting there is when I click that settings box and go to quick settings, go down here to see all settings. When I click see all settings, it'll open up my back office, and then I'm going to go 3 over. 1, 2, 3, right to inbox. When I click on inbox, it's going to give me a drop down. See that inbox type drop down? I've got multiple inboxes, but if I click this and it drops it down, what these other options is you can choose what you see first in your email. So if you wanted to see your unread messages first and you click unread message, that will make all your unread messages stay at the top. If you did star, then every email you star will show at the top first. So these are choices of what you want to show in your inbox first. If you put it on default, that's Gmail's way of saying whatever email it just came in is the one that's going to be at the top, right? So I'm going to choose multiple inboxes. If you guys follow me so far, put a 7 in the chat. I'm going to click multiple inboxes here. And now it's giving me what? 5 inboxes. So now I've got my main inbox. And then I've got 5 additional inboxes right here in Gmail with me that I can use to organize stuff. So now this is going to show you how to label it. Now, if you want to know how can I label my emails, what ways can I put things in there, right? Because you can't just type anything in there, right? So how do you do that? This learn more button over here, if you click the learn more button, it'll let you know how to label what you want here. So when you click learn more, it'll open up on the right-hand side. Hopefully you guys can see it opening up over here on the right-hand side. And when it opens up, it'll give you some ways to do that. Now I'm going to tell you some ways to do it here, but I want you guys to go here to see all the different ways you can do it. So it's going to pull up a manage your email inbox. And again, everything I'm explaining to you is on that 3-page PDF. If I scroll down to how to create multiple inboxes and go to search criteria, it's going to give me a chart of all the different ways that I can create inboxes to do specific things. So I can have inboxes for emails I want people from. I can have email boxes for a specific company. I can have emails that come in inbox for nothing but newsletters. I can have emails, inboxes for star emails, whatever I want. This will tell you how to set that up. So just take a look at that so that you can figure out some different ways you want to do it. But I'm going to show you a few here. So in the first section, I've got star. That means every email that I put a star on will go into this specific inbox. So that means that when the email comes in, if I want it to be in my very important inbox, so you see what I said for the section name? It's called very important emails. So in the very important email inbox, that means that that email has been starred by me. So when I star it when it comes in, it automatically moves into that inbox once I refresh my screen. My next inbox, which is section 2, that means the emails come. See how I've got from and then colon, and then I've got the email that it comes from. So my platform that I send emails from, I have that address here. So let's say, for instance, you get emails from your boss at work, hypothetically speaking. If anybody has the 9 to 5, you got the boss at work, and the email comes from that boss from one specific email. You would put from, put a colon, and then put your boss's email here, and then put emails from my boss. And you would have an inbox on the side, and every email from your boss will go into that box. And now you would know where to check every email that they sent you. Make sense to everybody? Put an 8 in the chat if that makes sense. Down here, I've got is, colon, and then unread. That means every email that I have yet to open shows up in a separate inbox. So if somebody says they sent me email and I know I haven't opened it yet, I can check my unread emails and I don't have to scroll through and look for the ones that are bold. I can just go to that inbox and look at those right there. So I've got label, right? And in order for you to have labels, you have to create a label. So during the business summit, this is all going to make way more sense during the summit, because I'm going to show you guys how to label your email into folders so you can organize every type of email you get, and then you can create inboxes for them. And now you'll have a file on the side of all your emails in folders. And then on the right-hand side, you can put your very important emails in their own inbox. So that's going to make more sense when I tie it all together during the summit. So here you see where it says label Acuity. Acuity is my scheduling app. So that means appointment scheduling. That means anytime somebody books an appointment with me, it goes into a specific folder and then it goes into its own inbox. So if I want to say at 7 o'clock at night, who booked with me for the rest of the week? I can click on that inbox folder and it's going to pull up every appointment that was scheduled today. Make sense? And then I've got a folder that I have label and then follow up. And that's because I've got a folder over here on the left-hand side called labels. That's down here with all of these folders. And then I put label follow up, and then it makes this inbox any follow up email. So that means I'm going to follow up within 24 hours. And all I have to do is drop that email in the folder, and then it goes into that inbox. So I can check them whenever I choose to. Now, I'm going to go back to my inboxes, but first I want to show you what this is here. Maximum page size is that means I've only got 5 emails showing from each particular inbox. I can change that to whatever number I want to. I only have 5 because I only want 5 showing at one time, and I'll show you where you can click on that and see all the rest of them, right? You can look at all of them, but I only want 5 showing at a time so that it's not too overwhelming. You guys feel that? Let me get an amen. Put an 8 in the chat, right? You don't want but so many showing. And then it says multiple inbox position. That means that I have my inboxes on the right. You guys saw them on the right. If I wanted them on above, I could put them above. If I wanted them below, I could put them below. But I want them on the right-hand side because on the right-hand side, for me, it's more aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. So I have it over there. And then I have enable my reading pane, which means that I can read emails and respond to emails at the same time. That's why that's set up that way, right? Something else that you can click if you choose to. Then I have reading pane position, no split, right or below. I have no split. You can put a split on there if you want to for yours. So that's what those buttons are for. And again, the explanation for these are on the PDF as well. You guys follow? So let me go back to my inbox. I'm about to be closing out here. Sorry, it's taking so long. All right. So now over here on the right-hand side where my inboxes are at, I just explained what they were. If I don't want to see any of my emails over here right now, because I'm focused on something in my inbox, all I have to do is click each one and close it up. Right? Now I've got all 5 of my other inboxes over here on the right-hand side, but I don't see the emails. If I want to see the emails, I just click which one I want, and it drops down the 5 that I said I want to see. Let's say I want to see more than 5 of that email, right? If I want to see more than 5, I'm just going to click where it says 1 through 5 of 41, and it will open up as my main inbox. And I can now look at all of those emails in that particular inbox, and now I can focus on just my inbox for my appointment schedule. And when I say, okay, I'm done dealing with these, I want to go back to my main inbox. I'm just going to click inbox, and it's opening up my regular inbox with all my 5 inboxes on the side. If I want to adjust how big this section is, all I need to do is drop my cursor here, and I can move it. I can make my 5 inboxes bigger or smaller, right? Again, all of this information is on that PDF. So everything I'm telling you is on that PDF. So that is how you create your 5 inboxes on the side. Once we get into the business summit, I'm going to show you how to really use this to organize yourself in a way to where you've got all your file folders on the left, and on the right, you've got your emails that you want to have their own particular inbox on the right, so that you know exactly where they're at. So for those on this line that are in Legal Shield, right, you can literally have an inbox that's Legal Shield. So no more looking through your emails for Legal Shield emails. You just say, hey, I've got an inbox that is for Legal Shield, that is for Aflac, that is for whatever it's for, right over there. So if you've got a job, you can have your job emails here, your business emails here, if you're with Legal Shield or some other business. And now you've got a separate place to go to for all those emails. So there's several ways you can use that to organize yourself so that everything's not a mess when you're going into your email, so that your anxiety levels go down. And now you can enjoy going into your email as opposed to going there and feeling like you're going to fight a war every time you go to your inbox. So guys, I'm Robert Dunbar with TBD Coaching and Training. I am now going to turn it over to our wonderful millennial, Miss Ariel Simone, who's going to talk about choosing the right social media platform based on your targeted audience, your brand, and the time that you have on your schedule. So Miss Ariel Simone, the floor is yours.
Woo! This family is a game changer. How many of us feel like we just got so many nuggets that could literally optimize our day, help us in our time blocks, right? And even help us speak to our clients on a different level. Like what Mrs. Sharon Larry shared, family, people pay thousands of dollars for that copy. Can you drop a one of this in the chat if you recognize that people pay thousands of dollars for copy? Like this is the type of copyright that Fortune 500, like they're sending this out to their clients on a daily, weekly basis. And she's not only giving you the subject lines, but literally you guys are going to get 15 different emails that I don't even, listen, I'm kind of jealous because I spent so much daggone money on stuff like that. And there goes Dunbar. I'm just so grateful for you, because how many of us have never optimized our Gmail account? Like tonight is the night, okay? Like raise your hand if you like, okay, tonight is the night or tomorrow is the day. And family, this is the freebie. This is literally free. Imagine what we're going to do in the summit. I'm telling you, I'm just so grateful. So this is going to be participatory. This portion, we're going to talk about social media. Which platform is for you? Which platform is for your gift? Which platform is for your time? Which platform is for your audience and the offer that you have, right? And being able to decide that. And of course, I have 10 minutes, okay? So not only is this quick and dirty, but it's going to open your mind up to the world at play, that you get to really decide where you live. And of course, how many of us, by show of hands, like turn your cameras on if you can, but put a 2 in the chat. How many of us would love to be on all the major platforms eventually? Right? I see some hands. Awesome. I see Miss Griffin. I see George. I see Pep. I see Wanda. But how many of us recognize that we have to optimize our schedules as well? Right? Okay. So this is something that I'm excited about, because social media, I feel like, can be overwhelming sometimes. And I love making it digestible. I love making it bite-sized. I love making it something that I feel like isn't scary, because it's so scary for us. So where and how to find your audience. First, I want us to just imagine how many of us, by a show of hands and by you dropping a 3 in the chat, How many of us would love to go to a networking event? All right. And above everybody's head, think of it kind of like a virtual reality, or like how you can kind of see like, you know, something above people's head in games. How many of us would love above somebody's head, if it had their name, where they're from, the foods they like, you know, maybe where they currently live, maybe their favorite movies, right above their head, literally their age, right above their head. So that you're going to a networking event, right? You're networking, you're shaking hands, you're introducing yourself, but above, literally right above their head, maybe even the network that they're tied to. So like, let's say that I saw George, it was like, George, right? Then it said, I'm XYZ years old. I'm from New York. I have about 3,000 people that love real estate in my network. I will be able to know that I want to target George. How many of us would love that? Like, give me some threes, give me some hand raise. Y'all sure y'all would like that? I said, Y'all lying. Y'all are lying right now. I'm sorry. I know. See, this is the first time, you know, when I was young, I used to have to say, "You telling a story. You're telling a story." And this is why I know. Because what else is social media but a large networking event? And literally, you have everybody's profile right in front of you. And all you have to do is just click to the next page. All you have to do is just swipe up. All you have to do is just search for the name. All you have to do is throw in a hashtag. How many of us can honor that right now? Like, how many minds are blown like, oh my goodness, I did not look at it like that. Drop it in the chat. If you're like, okay, new perspective, put new perspective in the chat if we have a new perspective. This is why I see Adrian is like, yup, me. I want us to have a new perspective on what this is. If we honored what social media was, if we honored what we can do in this landscape, it would change the game for us, okay? So as I'm going through this, I really want you to see this as your networking event. I want you to think you got in your car and you went to your BNI meeting. You got in your car and you went to your meetup. You got in your vehicle, and I'm talking about this thing you put on your calendar for Wednesday at 8 o'clock. You showed up in your nice suit, and you went to go build your business. Can we do that right now? Okay, because that's what it is. So Grant Cardone said, people have my money. People have my money. Do some of us remember when Grant Cardone said that? And so I want us to go where the people are. The first thing that I'm going to ask for you guys to participate in is put the social media platforms that we know about. Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. I want to know what platforms we know about already that exist. This is where audiences are. This is where people are. Put it in the chat. I'm going to give you guys a start. Facebook, Instagram. Okay, what else? I see Insta. I see Twitter, Facebook. All right, keep on going, y'all. LinkedIn, good. LinkedIn, TikTok, yep. All right, Snapchat is another one. Awesome. What else? Google Meet, good. Nextdoor, I'm seeing some good stuff. Clubhouse, I'm seeing some. YouTube, right? How about Pinterest? We have Twitch. Now we have gaming platform softwares that aren't necessarily just for gamers, but people are using them, right? Periscope, right? We saw Twitter. Did anybody put Twitter in the chat? Did we have Twitter? Awesome. So we have WhatsApp is another one. WhatsApp is good. Okay, Etsy is a selling platform, but I'll take it. Does Etsy have a space where people can network? If I don't know about it, that's awesome to know. Good stuff. WhatsApp is now becoming another platform. Okay, some people have stories on WhatsApp now. It's a great way to communicate internationally. So this is what I want you guys to this is the first question I want you guys to ask. Demographic. What's the target demographic? Write that down. What is my target demographic? And I'm not talking about just Voxer, Telegram. Look at y'all. Jot these platforms down, family. Jot these platforms down. That's the first thing, because I want you to know that Periscope and Snapchat and Clubhouse exist. And people are there. All right? They want to get to know you. They want to network. It doesn't matter that you have to, maybe change your network in order to get to the people that want to network, but that's always been the thing. If you got to get new friends, go get new friends, okay? But it's possible. So first thing I want you to ask yourself is, what's your demographic? Write that down. Jot it down really quickly. And then tell me, put it in the chat. Are we 25 to 35? Are we 40 plus? Are we 50? Awesome. Guess what? LinkedIn is all encompassing. If you graduate college, you have a LinkedIn all the way up. Everybody on this line should have a LinkedIn account. And I'm talking about cover photo, profile photo. I don't necessarily want the services you offer to be in your byline, but I do want your company that you're branded with to be there. And we can't have a branding conversation right now. We're sticking to the platform, but we're going to think about demographics. So depending on your demographic, this is how you're going to choose. Instagram, I want you to know, brands live there. Influencers live there. Okay. And when I say brands and influencers and people to follow, your audience is following that person. Okay. So I don't want you to just think of Instagram as just this, teenagers, young millennials. It's not that anymore. It's changing now. And you want to know why it's changing? Because the evolution of what happens in social media is happening. First was MySpace, then came Facebook, and now it's Instagram and the TikToks of the world, okay? So I want you to recognize that Instagram is really for all at this point in time. If you asked me that 2 years ago, I would have told you it's still a younger space, okay? Can we honor that? Drop a 1 in the chat if we understand what I'm saying when I say the evolution, right? Because we now have Meta that's happening, and we're not going to get too crazy into that conversation. Facebook, this is a search engine that is optimized, okay? So if you have a storefront, a traditional business, we have some traditional business owners here. We have some maybe insurance agents that have to hold an office. Facebook is going to be a nice space for you if you are a traditional business, if you maybe, are in that space where you need to be able to search for your target audience. You want to run ads, okay? You want to invest in marketing through this platform. Oh my God, Facebook is beautiful. Now, I'm always going to tell you to build on your personal page. And there is a way, there's a sequence of steps that you can build on your personal page and people still have to simply follow you, okay? So that they're not always being added as your friend. There's a way to make your page public and people follow you. I don't want you building on a business page. Facebook is no longer optimizing or showing business pages in the way that they used to. That's just a note to self, okay? But traditional business owners, you're gonna wanna be on the Facebook platform, okay? All right, now let's talk about Twitter. I love Twitter for the people that love blogs. If you are a wordsmith, if you're somebody, and this is also for LinkedIn, if you're a wordsmith, if you're somebody that's like, you know what, I definitely want to, I'm a journalist. I'm somebody that's always writing articles. I'm somebody that's a researcher. Twitter is that space for you, okay? And again, companies are there. Twitter is not just for one demographic, it's for you to find your target audience in that space. And you do that by finding the people that have your audience. So I'm gonna give you a prime example. I am a social activist, right? I love community. If I want to find my target audience, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to Trevor Noah's account. I'm going to make sure I'm going to Sean King's account. I'm going to make sure I'm going to Tamika D. Mallory's account. The people who started Black Lives Matter, I'm going to their account and I'm looking for the people that follow them. Does that make sense? Drop a 7 in the chat if you're like, okay, that's clicking, that's clicking. So it's not about the platform having your people and only your people. It's about the platform. It's about people that have your audience being on that platform. Okay, got it. Good. I see Stephanie, Valerie. Yep. Okay, Pinterest, fashion icon. Some of us may have that love for fashion and design, visual. If your service and your product is visual, I'm going to tell you short form video in certain platforms are a must. Okay. YouTube is something that I tell so many creatives, if you have the time to do it, you're going to want to do that. But Pinterest, visual, okay? If you're piecing interior design together, we may have some interior designers on here. Pinterest is going to be your space. People are going to want to pull from your Pinterest account to put it on their board. Guess what that is? That's you creating an audience. That's you creating a following. The goal is to have an audience. The goal is to have a following, okay? Awesome. So that's just the first piece. So deciding on what your audience, what, you know, basically where that audience can live in these spaces, and finding the person that they follow and the influencer that they follow and the hashtags that they may use and optimize. I'm going to also ask you, what do you offer? You see that I weaved in there. If you're visual, if you're a blogger, if you're a writer, if you need short form video, if you're just straight up insurance, I'm going to tell you, you're straight up insurance. You should be on LinkedIn. You should be on Facebook. How many of us is clicking? Put a question mark in the chat if you're confused, and put a 1 in the chat if it's clicking, because I want to make sure that this is clicking for us. Ones. I see Savita said 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's the offer. Talk about the offer, depending on what you're offering. So ask yourself, okay, now that I know my demographic, now that I know my demographic, right? Now that I know that they're going to be following certain accounts, now that I know that they, you know, this space isn't necessarily just about age, it's about what I'm offering, how I'm offering it. Is it visual? Is it me being a wordsmith? Is it me blogging? Is it me blogging with a V? Now that I know that, I know my audience, what's my gifting? Ask yourself, write this down, gifting. What do you love to do? This is important. Because if you love, and I mean absolutely love, being in front of the camera, I'm going to tell you, you shouldn't hide behind words on Twitter. Okay? If you love making videos, then I'm going to tell you, hey, like, you know, IG is really big right now. TikTok is really big right now. If you love making videos, YouTube may be for you, okay? So I want you to know what your gifting is, and recognize that some platforms are going to be able to lean more so towards those, okay? LinkedIn is very much so right now big on blogs. They have live, but it's big on you writing. They have videos that you can put on there, but a lot of people love to see the journey through words. How many of us can tell that about LinkedIn? Have we seen that on LinkedIn? Okay. So ask yourself, what's your gifting? And I'm not asking you what you're comfortable with. Notice that I said that. I asked you what your gifting is. I saw that Savita laugh, because that's very different, okay? So if I love videos, I'm going to do IG because of Reels. And also, I could still write on Instagram. I could do carousel posts, which just means that I'm using words, but it's like a swipe right type of feel, right? I'm going to use Facebook because it's a nice mesh between, I can do words, I can do short form video, I can build community. Facebook groups is another space for that. If I love blogging, and I know that my audience would be on LinkedIn because it's more white collar sometimes on LinkedIn, right? We could probably all agree. Then we're going to say, you know what? I probably should live on LinkedIn because my services match for that target audience. That's where my client lives. All right. And so then, family, the last thing that I'm going to offer you is time. Okay. So us to ask ourselves, how much time am I willing to dedicate on a daily basis to this platform? And that's going to be the final decision maker. If you love video, but you don't have time to edit, YouTube is not for you necessarily. And I'm not saying you can't throw up your training videos, but you definitely can't throw up a vlog. Does that make sense? Because you have to edit that. You don't have that time. But if you're visual and you love short form video, then boom, you can do IG, you can do Facebook, okay? You can maybe do Pinterest. And so that's going to be the last deciding factor, which is time, okay? Now I'll tell you, time is last for a reason. Time is last because there's always a way to optimize. And those are the things that we're going to show you during the summit. That's the last thing I want you to think about. Some of us lead with time. That's why we're still not on these platforms, right? But I want you to start with your offer. Ask yourself, what's your audience? Validate your gifting and don't shortchange yourself. And then you're going to end with time, okay? If you have anywhere from 30 to an hour, then a lot of the platforms are going to live for you. But if you only have 15 minutes and you're a writer, boom, Twitter. Twitter may be your thing. Facebook is going to be your thing, okay? But if you can do and 2 hours, 3 hours a day on these platforms, then you could probably live in YouTube. You could live in Instagram and TikTok. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So we'll be able to break this down even more with your branding and your messaging, specific to your business during the summit. But I wanted to be able to at least break the ice so that you can see that we have options here. We have options. I'm going to pass it back to Coach Dunbar. Thank you so much, family, for letting me share. Cannot wait for next week's training.
All right, fantastic. So you'll see that the information that we're giving you all is really part and parcel to the main thing. So the main thing is going to be totally hands-on, just like you're seeing here, where we're going to be sharing our screen and walking you through things. So for those who did not get the information from Sharon Larry, I put it back in the chat. So go to the last one I posted, click on that to pull that, click on my PDF to pull my information. The Ariel Simone do a good job. Guys, put an 8 in the chat. Ariel Simone did a good job. She knows way more about social media. I know about a couple things, and I don't even know everything about those things. So I'm going to definitely be tuned in for what she's talking about during the conference, because I'm on social media a lot, so I can really use her ideas to really build my social media. So you guys are probably seeing how this is all coming together to make sure that it looks the way that it should for this 4-day business summit. So we got 21 days left to get registered for this business summit. Here it is right here, 4 coaches, 4 days, 16 hours, guys, May 19th through the 22nd. That is a Sunday. So remember, you've got us 4 coaches here, but we also have 2 other trainers that'll be coming in and helping as well. We've got Miss Lynette Brown is going to be talking about taxes in your business, tax deductions, things of that nature. And then we also have Darice Frencha, who's going to be talking about Zoho, along with Sharon Larry talking about HubSpot. So it's going to be a lot of CRM sales training on systems to get more emails out, follow up with your clientele better, and things like that. So it's going to all come together just the way you want. So remember, the program is $199. Most of you guys have got an email where you got a 10% off deal that you can click on and do it, or you can do 2 payments of $99.50. You can apply that 10% off there as well. So when you come to the page, you just click on here or here, and that will get you in the conference. And then you'll start getting emails. You'll get an email from Ariel Simone, an email from Sharon Larry, an email from Harold Branch, an email from me, and then you'll be getting some other regular emails like some of you guys that are already registered have been receiving from us concerning all of this. So I am going to drop one more time in this chat real quickly, just the link to that page to get registered here. You'll see that popping up, and use that link to get registered if you're not registered for the conference. So that's it, guys.